It was a crisp autumn morning in Willow Creek, a quiet suburban enclave in Oregon, on September 15th, 2023, when our family's peaceful life unraveled. I'm Ethan Carter, and I just pulled into our driveway after another long consulting trip. My dad, Henry, a 70-year-old retiree, was out tending his garden, fussing over his dahlias with the devotion of a man who'd earned his quiet years after what he called decades in public service. My 13-year-old daughter, Lily, was inside, probably grumbling over math homework, wondering why her dad was always jetting off for work. To our neighbors, we were the picture of normalcy: a retired grandpa, a hard-working single dad, and a bright kid navigating middle school. But that morning, normalcy shattered when Diane Mitchell stormed onto our lawn, clipboard in hand, radiating the kind of energy that makes you double-check your parking spot even when you know it's perfect. Diane, the HOA president for 6 years, wasn't just a neighbor with a grudge, she was a force of nature. Dressed in tailored athleisure, her auburn hair immaculate, she wielded her authority like a weapon. "Mr. Carter," she announced, her voice carrying across the street, "we need to address your property violations. Your grass is 3.4 inches, our limit is 3.0. That's a $250 fine. Your car was parked 2.3 inches past the driveway line last night, another $175. And that garden statue? It violates our aesthetic code. $125 fine." She scribbled on her clipboard with a smugness that set my teeth on edge. Henry, the most patient man I know, tried to reason with her. "Ma'am, there might be a misunderstanding," he said, his voice calm but measured. That's when Diane snapped. "Misunderstanding? I don't make mistakes, Mr. Carter. Your disregard threatens everyone's property values." Lily, drawn by the commotion, stepped outside. Diane zeroed in on her. "Young lady, your grandfather needs to learn that rules apply to everyone." Lily, with the bluntness of a 13-year-old, shot back. "Grandpa always follows rules. He used to catch people who broke real ones." Diane's eyes gleamed. "Oh, what kind of work teaches someone to ignore community standards?" Her tone wasn't curious, it was predatory. Henry's face shifted, not to anger, but to something sharper, like he'd just recognized a ghost from his past. Later that day, he called an emergency family meeting. "Ethan, that woman isn't just an HOA tyrant. Her real name is Susan Hayes, and 27 years ago, I put her behind bars for fraud." My jaw hit the floor. My dad, the guy who spent his retirement perfecting chili recipes, was a former FBI agenda legend known as the Finisher for closing 204 financial crime cases. Susan had embezzled $3 million from a veterans charity, leaving families without support. She'd sworn revenge in court, and now she was our neighbor. Then I dropped my own bombshell. "Dad, I'm not a consultant either." I pulled out my badge, Special Agent Ethan Carter, FBI Financial Crimes, 9 years active. Lily's eyes widened. "Dad, you're a superhero too?" But Henry's face darkened. "Susan's meticulous. If she knows who we are, she's been watching us for years." Lily, ever the strategist, piped up. "If she doesn't know you recognize her, maybe she'll slip up." Before we could debate, the doorbell rang. Diane was back with 2 neighbors, Mark and Sarah, looking like they'd rather be anywhere else. "Mr. Carter," Diane declared, loud enough for the block to hear, "there's no record of your consulting business. Suspicious for someone with your lifestyle." She was building a case, painting us as shady to turn the neighborhood against us. I'd had enough. "Ma'am, you're harassing us." "Stop." Her eyes lit up. "Threatening me? I'll call the authorities." I smiled. "Ma'am, I am the authorities." I flashed my badge. The shock on her face was electric, but it quickly morphed into defiance. "That could be fake. And if it's real, Agent Carter, you have no idea who you're dealing with." By the next morning, Diane had escalated. She posted in the neighborhood's online group, "Community Alert. Maple Lane family claims FBI status to dodge HOA rules. Real agents don't intimidate neighbors." She included charts tracking my schedule, my car's movements, even our grocery bills. The post went viral locally, with 62 comments and 30 shares. At the supermarket, she cornered us, announcing to shoppers, "These people use fake credentials to avoid responsibility." Lily whispered, "Dad, why is she so obsessed?" I had no answer. Later, at a coffee shop, she passed out flyers with evidence of our deception. By evening, she'd called an HOA meeting at Sarah's house. Her presentation was a masterclass in manipulation, slides, photos, and insinuations about our criminal lifestyle. Neighbors who'd borrowed our tools now looked at us like we were mobsters. Lily, unnoticed by the adults, overheard Diane on a call. Phase 2 starts when they're gone. I'll control this neighborhood. She wasn't just after revenge, she wanted power. Diane's campaign peaked when she called the police, claiming we were impersonating federal agents. By 8 a.m. on September 18th, she'd gathered 18 neighbors outside our house, phones ready to record our arrest. Officer Thompson arrived with 2 patrol cars, taking Diane's thick dossier of proof. Henry stepped out, calm as ever, and handed over his FBI retirement credentials. Thompson's eyes widened. Henry Carter, the finisher? Your cases are legendary. The crowd murmured. Diane scoffed. Those are fake. So I joined them, badge in hand. Agent Ethan Carter, active duty. Thompson radioed his supervisor, confirming our identities. Then Henry dropped the bomb. Officer, this woman's real name is Susan Hayes. I arrested her 27 years ago for stealing $3 million from veterans. The crowd froze. Susan's facade shattered. You ruined my life, Henry. I moved here to make you pay. She screamed as Thompson cuffed her. I chose this house, this street, to destroy you. Neighbors backed away, horrified. Sarah apologized, tears streaming. We didn't know she was using us. Susan's arrest revealed her broader schemes. $1.2 million defrauded from 67 families across 5 states through HOA scams. She'd used her position to siphon funds, targeting vulnerable residents. Our neighborhood rallied, electing Sarah as the new HOA president. She replaced fines with community projects, like a shared garden Henry championed. Lily became a local hero for her accidental sleuthing, teaching other kids to spot manipulation. But 6 months later, a letter arrived from Susan's prison cell. The house wasn't random, Henry. Check your attic. Some plans take decades. SH. Henry's face paled. Ethan, this case isn't closed. As we stared at our home, once a sanctuary, I realized Susan's revenge wasn't over. What would you do if you found out your neighbor was a master manipulator with a decades-old grudge? Would you check your attic or let it go? Have you ever faced a community leader who turned out to be a wolf in sheep's clothing? Comment below, hit that like button if this story gripped you, and subscribe for the next chapter because trust me, what we found in the attic will leave you speechless.